Just keep on cutting. Release and let go of release. Cut, both cut and not cut together, so that it dissolves both cut and not cut. And it will be a release that let go of release. If you release and you not let go of that release, it's still a realm of existence. To cut, both cut and not cut, so it dissolves both cut and not cut. You're not grasping both grasping and not grasping, so that it is the ultimate of grasping and not grasping. Make conclusion and dissolve the conclusion. Don't just make conclusion, but dissolve the conclusion that you made as well. If you don't conclude the conclusion, that is not the absolute. So your mind cut. Don't just looking, searching to know, to contemplate, to consider, to observe, unless you need to use it to enlighten directly. That is to cut, both cut and not cut. That is the reminder that cut itself, not just to maintain, to sustain, or dwelling in any state, even indifference, knowing, seeing, anicca and anatta doesn't hold on to itself. It keeps on changing. Anicca is ever changing, changing all the time. Doesn't stay, doesn't stick, doesn't hold on to itself. Anicca never holds on to itself. But if you try to maintain whatever state it is, mindfulness, meditation, anything at all, that is delusive attachment. Anything that you maintain, anything that you sustain. The true essence of Dhamma isn't about maintaining or sustaining any state. It is anicca that let go of anicca all the time. Anatta, the non-self, never holds on to itself, never stay or stick to anything. Whatever you sustain or maintain, that is not true to Dhamma. That's why it is a suffering. It means that you hold the suffering inside. If you doesn't hold, every suffering comes and goes on its own. It is anicca, it is anatta in itself, even the suffering. But once you hold, you sustain, you maintain, it means that you hold on to suffering. You maintain, you contain the suffering. So let's just cut, both cut and not cut. That is release, that let go of release. That is how you end the ending. It's the same as a lotus flower that is blossoming, and let go of that blossoming, not maintain that state forever. Anicca never stays the same. Anatta never be the same. Everything that you see in the nature, sand, soil, everything is changing all the time. Even mountain or stone, it is rotten every second, but maybe you don't see it. You might see a mountain as a mountain, that it doesn't change, but actually every minute, every second, it is changing. It changes all the time, everything. So if you try to hold on or maintain any state, it's like you button up certain thing, trying to contain it inside. It's not natural. When you cut a mind mind, both mind and not mind, cut, both cut and not cut, altogether. We not identify, both identify and not identify, make conclusion to dissolve both identified and not identified, that is released, that let go, released. If you cultivate anything, you create samsara right there. Whatever you cultivate, that is a samsara. You create a realm of existence with your delusive attachment. Whatever you cultivate, whatever you practice, it comes from desire. The desire is the one who is initiate a practice, a cultivation. Not relate to both relating and not relating, that is release, that let go of release. Not attach, both attach and not attach, that is it. One sentence and end, the ending. Don't leave out even one sentence, don't leave even one sentence behind. Once you hold on even to one sentence, it becomes a samsara, a realm of existence right there. You cannot enlighten if you still hold on to the knowing. You don't need to teach anyone anything, just extend the essence of enlightenment directly to them. Don't need to teach them to know anything. That is more and more realms of existence. Cut, both cut and not cut, everything all the same. That's the essence. And it won't be anything. It can't be anything in this way. When you cut, both cut and not cut. Don't need to mislead anyone. Don't mislead anyone to create any kind of dhamma. Every dhamma is anatta, is anicca. Doesn't hold on to itself, doesn't stay. Every dhamma, every thought. When you create dhamma and hold on to anything regarding dhamma, it becomes realm of existence. And it becomes worldly dhamma, dhamma that you still trying to hold on. But if it is transcended dhamma, it doesn't hold on to itself, doesn't grasp onto itself. It let go, both let go and not let go. That is transcended dhamma. It isn't about cultivation. If you still cultivate something, trying to attain something from dhamma, that is worldly dhamma. Because you use delusive attachment, trying to gain something, trying to attain something from dhamma. That is why it is worldly. But the transcendent dhamma, the one that is beyond this world, is cut, even the cut itself. It is dhamma that is non-attaching. It is dhamma that doesn't hold on to itself, doesn't grasp onto itself. That is why it is beyond this world. That's why it is transcendent dhamma. Because it doesn't have, either have and not have, something that not grasping, either grasping and not grasping, that is true Nibbana. True Nibbana that is beyond worldly and transcendent. Doesn't attach to either attach or not attach, doesn't have, either have or not have. Not grasping, both grasping and not grasping. It isn't about even cut, both cut and not cut. Listen carefully. So always open up to everything. Cut, both cut and not cut, together with everything. So there is no one attached or detached. But if you try to cultivate, you start off having something to do with something. You start off wanting to attain something. That's why it becomes someone attached or detached. You are deluded in attaching and detaching. A true essence of enlightenment, there is no one to start or finish. It doesn't have, either have or not have. not relate, it not relate to both relating and not relating. That is the true essence. That's why there is no one who starts or finish the true essence of enlightenment. It doesn't have only not having, either having or not having. It's not just there is nothing. If you say that there is nothing, there is still something, there is still having nothing. But the true essence is not having, either having or not having. So a true Nibbana isn't either worldly Dhamma or transcendent Dhamma. It isn't anything at all. The mistake is when you start to cultivate, when you let the desire lead you to cultivate without questioning or wondering that you are having delusion in doing the practice. Anicca and anatta has nothing to do with practicing or cultivating anything. You never questioned the practice. The natural element, the four elements in nature, never need to practice anything, and you never wonder why do you need to practice your body, your mind, trying to attain something that is not natural, that is against nature. And you caught up in that loop, the loop of practice, become a samsara, a cycle in that practice. It doesn't have meaning, even the no meaning itself. It isn't not just not having any meaning. It's not having meaning, even the not having meaning itself. Because if you say that something doesn't have any meaning, it's still about opinion, about a thought of something not having any meaning. So not having meaning has to dissolve not having meaning. It's a true dissolution. No meaning dissolved, no meaning is solved. Otherwise it's become some kind of concept, some kind of meaning still.